John and I have been working hard for the last probably about 3 hours or so to load this up. So let's play another round of everybody's favorite game of how much does it weigh and how much will we make hauling it? Alright, what do we got, John? We got your junkyard of bikes, a whole bunch of tent poles over there, heating duct. That heating duct there is probably about half full of some light iron, I mean. We've got no engine in this one, just a frame. There's a small transmission in that frame. Empty water tank. There's 12 horsepower full unit there with deck. Nick, if you're seeing this, I apologize that I never got a chance to build this into something, but I did take all the measurements and store them for the idea of building a gas-powered power wheel when Jethro gets older, because these are available to buy now. So someday we will bring back the Peerless 700 build idea for a gas-powered power wheel when John is older. Yes, this is a very rare cast iron rear steer MTD transmission, transaxle, whatever you want to call it. No, you cannot build one of those into a 4x4 mud mower. The reason being is because the gear ratio that uses, which I didn't find out until I had already hunted one down, is different than any gear ratio that is used in the rear end on one of these. So they would end up fighting each other and just breaking each other. So that's going away, unfortunately. And so this machine here has a rear end in it. And as you can see, there's the rear loaded there. Hi, John. You with little to no knowledge about junking. How much weight do you think we have loaded?
1,100 pounds.
1,100. I'm gonna go with... Okay, I have not moved the vehicle, so I can't cheat by knowing how it feels like pulling. But I can tell you that I know that these types of tires start to squat the sidewall basically at about 1,600 to 1,800. It has no sidewall squat. I'm going to go 1,400. I'm going to go this is light. We're cleaning up the yard. Current price on light iron in Maine is $80 a ton. But we have to spend 2 hours to get there round trip and probably $12 in gas.
Yep.
I'm betting our profit is like 16 bucks.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the big giant thing of dust coming out into the fresh road is where Daddy Daycare is. So when you start junking, every yard is different. So we're going to pull in here. At this yard, they have you pull in and get on the scale first, and there's going to be a green light, red light thing down on the side. And they weigh you in first and then bring you in. They don't check your load. So if John looks down onto the right over here, we're going to see our poundage coming onto the scale. And we should see a green light as soon as she writes our numbers down and a description of vehicle. Last time it was the black van thing. Alright, so got a whole bunch of light stuff, so I'm betting we're gonna drop over there. Swing down around. Alright, John, why don't you shut that off while I find out exactly where they want me to dump it. Alright, so now we're unloaded. We're going to watch out for the guy with the big giant forklift that could kill us. And we're going to pull around to where it says exit, because now we have to do the full loop and come back onto the scale, which is weird here because it basically means you got to go out onto the road and loop back around. So this guy just got done junking a car. So now he's out here. So now we're gonna go out onto the road. Then we're gonna come back around. And we're gonna go on the same scale again. And we're gonna go and see what it is we're at for a weight now. So always double check that the light is red, because that means they reset the scale. And up and over we go. Stop on the scale. What does that say? 6,100 pounds. Alright, somebody with a better memory than me, tell me what we weighed out at. Otherwise, you can watch the end of the video and we'll tell you what it actually weighed out as. My co-host decided he needed to do this thing called Go Pee. So, we're at a place called Field of Dreams in Unity, Maine. It's actually a really cool place as a parent. You should look it up. So, over there in the background, there's a play area. There's a gazebo on the hill you can sit as a parent and watch your kids. Over there is Unity Lake that you can actually go right down through and play in the water on the shore. There are, let me spin you around, there's basketball hoops over there. There's an entire ginormous group of fields around here, aka Field of Dreams. And bonus points, if you're hauling a trailer, it's one of the few places you can get into and easily turn around and stuff without having to deal with downtown and everything else. As you come into Field of Dreams, over next to where the tennis court and the basketball court are, there's multiple different K-turnable spots in order to be able to one-point turn your trailer around, even if you got a big car trailer or something. So it's a good one to keep in mind for Central Maine. Look it up, Unity Field of Dreams. Alright, so now that we've done the parenting talk, we did, what did you say for a guess? 1,100? And I said 1,600. 1,360. Hopefully you can hear me. The wind is blowing and the camera doesn't like that. Let me come over here so that I'm behind the cab and maybe we can read it off. There we go. Okay, so we got you guys behind the cab for a wind block. 1,360 pounds of tin light iron mix at $80 a net ton. So that wasn't too bad. We took 3 hours to load everything, and we burned probably about somewhere around $10 to $12 worth of gas. Total profit after 3 hours of like 40 bucks. It's not worth it. How do you make junking worth it? Up here in Maine, you don't. You can do a couple of things to supplement yourself, like racking up a container, a milk crate worth of starters off of lawn tractors will add about $30 to $40 to the mix. You can process lawn tractor transaxles as irony aluminum at some places. Some places won't let you process them as irony aluminum, and they charge you mixed metal, which means it's not worth even pulling them out of the tractor. It really depends on where you're at. Engine blocks also. Briggs & Stratton singles count as irony aluminum if they're the type that has the aluminum block with the cast iron cylinder. You can also pull the top flywheel off in order to count as number one. And again, it depends on whether the time is worth it. If you're processing a bunch of them all at once, then it's worth it. But if you have to get the tools out for every single thing and dicking around and stuff, it's not worth it. The wind just tried to hit me with my door. Anyways, guys, so we're going to go find a gas station. We're going to go fill up. We're going to watch our check disappear into the gas tank. And then we're probably going to go get rid of a bunch of plastic later on Tuesday, the power wheels and everything else. So the answer is we made no profit today. In fact, we're going to be in the red because we're going to use it to get rid of somebody's junkyard of power wheel ism that he outgrew. Alright, with that note, say bye-bye.